Clarity on Fire, a podcast for people who know what they don't want out of their life and career, but aren't sure what they'd rather be doing.
In a world where it's easy to exist, but hard to feel alive, we, Kristen
and Rachel,
two certified life and career coaches, are here to help you cut through the information overload, get unstuck, and focus not just on how you can have a career you're passionate about, but how to create a whole life that feels fulfilling.
So join us here, where we serve up inspiration and down-to-earth wisdom in a way that only two best friends can.
We want you to experience the relief of knowing that, yes, you're allowed to want more out of your life and career.
And no, you don't have to wander through the dark anymore. Our job is to light the fire that shows you the way. Let's go. First things first. May the 4th be with you.
Oh, that's right. Today's May the 4th.
Star Wars Day. It's a very special day in my life and the lives of many.
It's been a bittersweet day.
I'll wear my... Don't talk about that. I'll wear my Star Wars t-shirt on Tuesday.
I trust you. You will.
I need to pull it out. I haven't worn it in a while.
Can't believe it's May.
Can you believe it?
Wow.
Okay. There were too many things we needed to talk about to just bookend them in the intro or outro of an episode. So it got its own special episode.
So you're getting a Tuesday episode for the first time in quite a while.
We're popping the hood on WhatsApp. I can't not think about cars right now because of you and your stupid thing.
Oh no. Do I have to tell that story?
Please.
I think I do.
Please. I was going to say pop the engine, and then I got distracted by what happened to Kristen yesterday. So this is also an announcement that has nothing to do with anything.
This is your bonus announcement. So the bottom line of the story, I'll start there, and then we'll work backward on how that happened, was a snake attached itself to the bottom of my car.
The underbelly of your car. You saw it happen. You saw it wriggle its little snake body up into it like a tree.
In a way, I'm glad I saw it, because otherwise
you would never have known.
I would have never known. It was just chilling under there.
Walk into your car not knowing there was a snake hanging out.
Yeah. So I went to the garage and there's just a snake chilling on the ground. Like a long one. I mean, to me, I'm
like a black garden snake.
Like
nothing
a black
scary
garden snake. Yeah, no, not like nothing poisonous that would have really hurt me.
Venomous.
But
poisonous is when you bite it and it dies. Venomous, it bites you, you die.
Well, I'm not going to bite any snake anytime soon.
Great.
So.
Well, that wasn't really okay.
Oh man. Yeah. So I just am like, okay, what does one do when you find a snake in the garage? And no one else is home. I have to figure this out on my own because I'm there alone for the day. And I'm just like, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to just see what this thing does. I open the other garage door and I'm like, let's just politely encourage it to exit the premises.
You encouraged it to do something. It got scared.
So I guess it got scared. So it's like moving under the car. And I'm like, great. It's going to go under the car, out the back, out the garage. And I'm going to shut these real fast. And that'll be that. Oh no. It launches its little head up under my car. And I'm like, what is it doing up there? And then slowly I watch inch by inch by inch of the snake just disappear under my car. And it's just chilling there. What does one do when you have a snake affixed to the bottom of your car?
Google
I don't know.
Shit.
I don't know. You know what I did? After multiple phone calls for advice, I got in that car and I drove that snake all around town, and I got up as high of speeds as I possibly could on the highway, and was discouraging it from making a home under my car.
Also discouraging it from life.
I don't know if that thing survived. I never saw it again. Never saw it come out or in. Checked the hood. That's why Rachel was laughing, because I popped the hood to make sure it hadn't slithered its way up into my engine. No signs of a snake. So I don't know what happened to my snake friend, but that derailed my whole day, let me tell you.
So it could have been worse, I guess.
It could have been
a venomous snake.
We were wondering, should I bring it to the mechanic shop and have them like,
you fill out the form and you're like, what are you here for? Snake check.
Possible snake under my car. Oh, and then what happens if it's there? These guys,
what are they going to
do? They're not pest control. They don't know how to remove a snake.
I mean, if someone would have just gotten
at
a pair of gloves and like yanked it out of there, I guess.
at some point, my boyfriend did get on his hands and knees and like try to poke his head under with his phone light. But it was a black snake on a black underside of a car. Couldn't see it, but that didn't mean it wasn't there. So I don't know. Could still be there for all I know. But if I
great, now it's in my neighborhood today. Brought it all the way over here. I highly doubt it survived.
I might have transplanted it into your neighborhood. So we'll see. But
okay, well, that was the bonus announcement.
Kristen's driving snakes around town.
Never heard of that in my whole life.
Never.
Definitely never seen it.
I don't even know what's under a car. I didn't even know what you could have fixed yourself.
That could have happened to so many of us, and we just don't know that it happened. So you just saw it happen.
Otherwise,
well, now we've scared a bunch of people from getting into their cars today. So whatever.
I can't even ask you to check. I don't even know how you would do that. So
well, you don't want to really poke your head under a car that a snake might be under. It just doesn't feel right.
No.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. So that was my exciting announcement. I was giving Rachel snake reports all day.
My dad even called her to check on me and then made fun of you for driving a snake around town. Okay, well, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but in
addition, real announcement.
Okay. Real announcement number 1. Okay, so we are making a bunch of changes in 2021. The rest of this year is just chock full of change, and you're going to hear about many of them in this episode.
We are piecemealing them a little bit.
What do you mean?
Well, we're not doing it all at once.
What do you mean? I'm not telling you every single thing that's happening all at once. I know.
Well,
I'm telling you a few things
exactly
that you need to know.
Exactly.
Now.
We're gonna like sprinkle breadcrumbs.
You need to know my whole life, but you can know this.
Way.
Listen, we're not as close as a snake on the underbelly of a car. You know,
that's real close. That's too close.
Yeah, but we're closer than the snake and Kristen. Like in terms of intimacy and fondness.
There was no fondness and no intimacy.
Okay. Okay, so thing number 1 is that we have decided to change up the way we do one-on-one coaching a little bit for multiple reasons. One is that we have been in business for 9 years now.
9 years.
9 years. I'm a grown-ass woman now. I was but a child when I became a coach, really. I mean, I enrolled in coach training 9 years ago this month. Mm-hmm. I was 23. I am now 32. And what worked then is not the same thing as what works now.
And we've been doing things the way we've been doing them for
pretty consistently.
Most of that time, I would say. That's a long time.
So the good news is that we're going to be raising it's good news for us. We're going to be raising our coaching rates. It's going to be $200 more a month. However, we're going to wait to raise them until the next time we do coaching enrollment.
Then we're piecemealing the changes, but we're going to alert you it's happening, but give you one more chance to sign up at these current rates.
At our current rates. So the next time we do coaching enrollment in the fall, September, October, if you want to save, up to like probably $1,000, $200 a month on average, you might want to do coaching now.
Mm-hmm.
We need a raise.
Well, and
everyone tells us we undercharge for our services. And after being in a business for almost a decade and having like master coach level experience, you got to be charging what you're really worth.
The same kind of coaching that we gave 7-8 years ago.
We've given ourselves a few raises here and there, but like it's time to up level a little bit on many levels. And we are doing that across the board this year, like across the board. This isn't like in
many ways.
Just we randomly decided this. This is part of a strategic up leveling that we are doing. And I'm proud of us as business women.
Exactly.
I was thinking of that license plate that I saw. That's what I was quoting. I saw a license plate and I texted it to Kristen because it literally was just like bidness. No, it was BIDNIZ. Business. And I was like, yeah,
taking care of
business. I loved it. Anyway, so
but there is a change that we're making now, this time.
Yes.
In this upcoming round of coaching enrollment.
Yes.
And that is that we're not going to be offering the 2-month option anymore. So for those of you who are familiar, we have 2 ways of signing up for coaching. There's a 2-month option and a 6-month option. Starting this coaching enrollment period, starting now, I will say, you are only able to sign up for the 6 month option.
We're not doing 2 months anymore. It's except for former clients.
Correct. If you're coming back and you've already done one of our coaching packages, I don't know how I feel about just one-off sessions because you haven't been through the whole process. But if you've been through one of our coaching processes, 2 months, 6 months.
Oh, you mean if you're just someone who's done a single session? No, you still need to do.
Because you haven't really worked our
one
system.
time with us is not enough. If you've gone through an actual round of coaching with us, you might not need the full 6 months, and that's fine. We will talk to you about doing 2 months. That's perfectly fine. If you're new to us, though, there's a reason why I'm saying this. I'm not just saying this because it makes more sense for me and Kristen. It's because I know what people need. After doing it for 9 years, often people want to start with 2 months because it feels like a scary commitment on multiple levels. And that I perfectly understand. And I also will let you know that almost everyone who starts with that commitment then is like, oh, this is great. I love it. More. I need the full amount. Let's do it.
And truly a full life cycle of coaching is 12 sessions.
It always has been.
That's what our 6 month option is it's a full 12 sessions where you go from doing a lot of the internal clarification, which takes a couple of months to figure out who am I and what do I want and where am I going and what's been getting in my way before you can even start shifting those internal realizations into external action. And so the whole real life cycle of coaching
starts internal, ripples outward. It takes more than 6 sessions to do that. It just does. It takes about 6 sessions to get through half of that process.
Right. The internal part.
So I am just at this point where I have decided, even though it's hard, because I know it might mean that some people are not going to work with us, and I have to be okay with that. And I'm sad for the people I might not meet because of that. And there are lots of people that I've met who I've loved, who I might not have met like 5 years ago had I done this then. But you got to kind of keep up to date with where you've up leveled, and I've got to trust that.
And we have a lot of other. That's what this podcast is meant to be, and that's why we have Dear Rachel sections where you can ask us questions and get our answers on the podcast. And it's why we have our community. That's a really accessible way of getting some access to. So we want to have accessible ways of still getting really good value from us, but the one-on-one really deep dive into your experience.
It's got to
We want to do it fully.
I want to do that. I don't do things half-assed. At least not that. I don't do I mean, there's plenty of things I do half-assed. Anytime I do a workout, come at me, it's half-assed. But if I'm coaching you, it's not half-assed. And I need it to be full-assed. Okay?
The whole ass.
I've said that before, right? Not into half hearts or half asses. And whole hearts, whole asses only. That's what I want coaching to be like. And so we've decided this is just how you work with us. There's one way.
Yep.
There's just one way you work with us. This is it. So if you want to do it now and save, a decent amount of money, it would be the time when we open coaching enrollment in a week and a half on May 14th. So just thing number one, this is changing. We're going to phase it in for you so we don't scare the crap out of you all at once.
Yeah, we didn't want to take away half of the options.
And also it's like way more expensive.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like we wanted to kind of stair step this a little bit, but we are implementing that first one starting today. Starting
right now. It's already done. It's handled.
Go check the website. It's gone. It's not there anymore. 6 months only. Okay. Announcement number 2.
Oh, okay. That's about me.
That's about you. That's your cue.
Hello. So this, it's related to business. It feels like a personal announcement, but it's all the same.
It is.
So I haven't actually done it yet, which is hilarious because at the time we're recording this, I have not hit send on this, but by the time you're hearing this, everyone will know about it. So I've decided to resign my part-time gig, which most of you probably knew that I was doing. I had a part-time gig at IPEC, the coach training school that Kristen and I attended. And it's been great. It's been a wonderful bridge. It came around at the exact right time that I needed it in order to up level. There's that word again. Help me pay off debt. It helped me get in a good place to buy my condo. Help me move, got through a pandemic. Not knowing how that would affect our business. It actually didn't affect our business very much. in, I don't know, almost like miraculously it didn't, but we didn't know that. And so having that source of stability was helpful, really helped me build back up my savings account to a very healthy place. So I've been really thinking about it for 3 months. And it just got to the point where I was like, and this is where this becomes relevant to you, anyone listening to this, is that when you are choosing to keep doing something, you are choosing not to do something else. And that's okay as long as you're choosing it consciously. And it just became less and less and less okay with me that I was not doing the things that I would rather be doing because I was doing this. And I didn't really need to keep doing this. It wasn't imperative that I keep doing this. Yeah, is it a little bit scary to like drop away one source of stable income? Yeah. Do I have plenty of ideas, not all of which I'm ready to share, about how I might, make up for that income? Yes. Am I more excited about those things? Yes. Are they more aligned with me? Yes. Will I be the more magnetic, sparkly version of myself, as our friend Joanna would say? Yes.
Are there any of those ideas that you want to tease at least?
Yes.
Okay.
I am so earlier this year, when we first started doing the Artist Way, I got this, like, when I say doing the Artist Way, I meant when I very, 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 very reluctantly and partially read the Artist's Way.
This is one of those things you did half-ass.
Very much half-assed.
Half-hearted and half-assed.
Oh, like I don't know, 1/8 of an assed the Artist's Way. I mean, not half, not a quarter, maybe a 16th if we're being really honest. But yeah, I got this idea I've always wanted to write a book about my particular experiences in singledom. You guys have heard me talk about it probably more in this past year than you've ever heard me talk about it. Some of our more recent episodes, like the side chat that we just had about wants versus needs, that was directly related to that part of my life.
Also a segment that you're doing just for our Patreon community.
Yeah, I have a segment that we do about dating and relationship. Well, really just dating. It's like quarterly that we do that. Yeah. So I really like talking about it. I've been wanting to write about it for a long time. I really got like the whole idea in January, like it's basically a book, but what I really want it to be is a podcast. I want to record my own solo, like basically an audiobook, but it's just a podcast. It's like an 8-part kind of mini series. I want to make my own mini series. And then eventually it can become a book, but I have to kind of write the whole thing first before I can record it. I really want to do this, and I'm not going to fucking do it if I have 20 hours a week dedicated to something else. That is has been wonderful and helped me a lot, but is no longer really, it's not really helping me be the best version of myself anymore. And there's these other things I want to do that I can't do. I also very, 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 very seriously am thinking about branching off a little bit within Clarity on Fire, specifically into dating coaching. Not ready to offer that to you guys yet. Though, if you want to talk about it just within coaching, that's totally fine. I'm actually thinking about creating like a separate thing very specifically that has a process where we have but I'm not ready to, I don't even know what that would be yet. But I love talking about that stuff. I think I'm very good at it. I've been preaching to people about their freaking relationships and how they need to get better at discernment and all this stuff. I've helped so many clients with this, helping myself with this now. I have a lot to say. I can't do it if I've got all my time taken up.
Yeah, so you have to manage your time and energy.
Yeah, I'm becoming the magical freaking rainbow horse. See back to our last message from the universe episode from the end of March, if you have no idea what I'm talking about. That was a really great reading.
It was.
So I'm going to be
our most hopeful
magical flying rainbow horse.
Yeah.
It's time. And I'm going to now transition into the third announcement.
Yep.
One of the things I also need time to do is, hold on. Another thing I need time to do is we're doing a whole rebrand of our website right now. We're going to get new photos done. I'm going to rewrite the whole website. I need time to do that too. That's been in the works.
We're redoing some of our content.
Yeah. Earlier this year. I need time to do that. That's exciting.
All of our content. Yep.
Great. Yeah. Don't remind me that I have to redo all of our content. But also I need time to work on
the next big announcement.
Another book. so there's potential, there's an actual book in the works, and then there's the book I want to write. But Kristen has control of one of them, and then I have control of mine. So go ahead.
Yeah. We are finally, after 5 years of me holding this goal in my brain and wanting to do this, I'm finally kicking off writing the Passion Profiles book.
You've already written a third of it, probably.
Probably a third of it already.
A quarter of it?
At least a quarter, if not more of the first draft. So I'm going to give a great plug to this class that I'm taking. It's called the Creators Institute, and it's an online book writing class. And this is
through Georgetown
University. But you don't have to be a student of Georgetown. Anyone can join.
You found out about it through your client Todd, who has
my client
been on
Todd,
the podcast.
yep. And he talked about his book on the podcast that he wrote through this class. And that has been a real catalyst. I've been taking this class ever since January, and I have an editor that's a part of it. There's a whole publishing process that they bring you through. It's really, really, it's like so much accountability, so much support. So this past week, by the time you listen to this, hopefully I'll have even more written. I've written the first 5 chapters of this first draft and an introduction. So that's about, over a quarter of the way done with the book. So we are hoping that this book will be available by the end of the year. Yeah. Hopefully in time for the holidays is my goal. I think it's possible, but do not hold me to that, because all kinds of things can come up between now and then.
Things can change.
But that's the path we're on. So
you're writing it. I'm editing it, contributing to it. But I'm not doing the brunt of the effort. I haven't been able to, not with a 20-hour-a-week job.
Well, and we've talked before on this podcast that the podcast is really your baby that I jump on and contribute to and part of course, but like you're like holding the reins.
I'm the conductor.
Exactly. The book is my baby.
I'm the captain.
Yeah. This has been much more, I think, of a goal of mine than even yours. I think you've wanted to have a book, but I don't think you would have been like, I'm going to finally write this book on behalf of our business.
No,
that was me.
No, but I would write a book for myself, which I am going to do this year.
Great. But you did a podcast for us. So
sure.
So yeah, we kind of have our own little babies that we're raising within the umbrella of Clarity on Fire. And this is like, to be honest, it's more than just a 5-year goal, because that's when
it's a lifelong goal to write.
It's a lifelong goal. My 5th grade teacher wrote in my yearbook, I'll look for your book in Barnes and Noble one day, because she just knew I loved writing and I wanted to be an author. And like, this has been like a whole lifelong thing. So it is hard. I'm not going to lie. There's already been multiple times in the past few months when I'm like, is this really the right time? And maybe I should hold off and finish it later. It's like, it's such an effort to write a book and put it out into the world, even when you know your subject matter like the back of your hand. But
even when you have accountability every week, multiple times a week,
it is just hard.
Yeah.
But it's been fun at times too. So it's been a journey.
I don't know.
Lots more to go.
We just kind of decided, let's do everything this year. Now, this is how we do. This is the cycle though of change. Is like you kind of go through periods where you're coasting and you're tired and you don't have the energy to do anything more than just kind of like clock in and clock out and mentally just do what you got to do to get by. And that's fine. And to be honest, Kristen and I were there for years at one point, so burnout from like the initial effort of having started a business that it then took years to get to the point where we even were willing to do anything new or different. And the last time I did anything really big, new or different was like the podcast. And then I guess when I got like a part-time gig, that was new and different in having to balance. But I am so happy to be getting my fucking time back. Oh my God, I'm going to be able to work with more people. I'm going to be able to like write and produce this podcast. Guys, it's going to be like heavily, heavily Jane Austen influenced.
Naturally.
I have a whole aesthetic planned. Every chapter, like the art direction, like it's going to be a book one day. I have the whole thing planned out. I'm like, you know what?
But you need time to do it.
I needed time to birth that. I needed time to gestate. And now I'm ready to like do it. And I need more time to do that and all the other things that we're working on. So that's our announcements.
It's a lot of announcements.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll
with a
have
couple
more.
bonus ones thrown in too.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll have more as time goes on. So
we will, because as you can tell, these are all new things. This is a year of a lot of change and momentum building. But this is what we are ready to share now. And it's also what affects you, which is probably what you care about the most anyway.
Yeah. So really bottom line for you is if you would like to work with us one-on-one, our coaching enrollment will be open next Friday, May 14th. It will be open for 2 weeks. So until Friday, whatever the last Friday is, the 28th, maybe. That probably adds up. Yeah. 14 plus 7, 21 plus 7 is 28. I think I just did that right. Listen, I didn't major in math. Says so any second grader could have done that math. So you have one option: do coaching with us 6 months, or don't do it at all. But know that you're going to save some money if you decide to do it now. Also, know there is still a cap on how many people we take on at one time. Like, even though I am going to have more time, we might be able to take on more people this time than we have last time. There's still a cap. It literally will not be more than like 15 people.
Yeah. Even that feels like a lot at this moment.
I mean, even me having 20 hours a week back, I'm like, I still can't talk to, to 15 people or 12 people.
Because we want to give you,
I won't know your name if I have 12 people I talk to every week. Yeah, I won't know which one of you did what.
That's not right.
No. Also won't have time to work on all these other things that I just told you I am fired up to work on. Exactly. So I hope that this will also just serve as potentially a sign or encouragement for any of you who might be on the precipice of a big change or a big transition. Do the thing. Quit the fucking job. There are some people who I am coaching right now. This is for you. Okay. Saying this for you.
You know who you are.
Some of you are just learning about this now, and I've been coaching you through it. And you're like, how did I not know you were also considering something like this? Well, you're learning it now. This is for you. Like, you are allowed to take a risk. You are allowed to work on that creative thing that you've been called to work on. You will be more of a magnet for opportunities and for success and for the kind of people and things you want to collaborate with and work with and receive, and abundance and money and all that stuff, if you are the most aligned, happy, energetic, magnetic, sparkly version of yourself. That's how it works. So permission granted if you want to do something like what Kristen and I just outlined.
We want to walk our talk, and we want to model the things that we tell our clients all the time to do, because otherwise it's out of integrity. So this update is partially to tell you, here are some things that you just need to know that are changes that are going to be affecting you. But part of this is also, we just want to peel back the curtain and show you we're doing it ourselves too. And it's sometimes scary, and it's not always comfortable to change things up and take a risk and act on your inspired creative ideas. But it's worth it. It's worth it. And you got to try. As I've been telling people, I'm looking forward to meeting the type of clients who are a match to me at where I am now. Because we're going to have the most fun together. We're going to do the most fantastic work and progress together if we are a match to each other. And I'm looking forward to the life that you get to live when you decide, okay, but I'm gonna just be myself, and I'm gonna do exactly what I want to do. I want to see the life that's a match to that energy, So you have a choice. Whatever you're choosing to do right now, that's fine, but you're choosing not to do something else. Just know that. Okay. All right. So we'll be back on Friday with a normal episode of Dear Rachel, and we'll keep reminding you about one-on-one coaching. So think about it. Plan. Giving you a heads up. All right. We'll talk to you then. Bye.